Hi, my name's Catrice and I'm a Community Activation and Learning Officer with the Melton City Council. I manage the Melton Central Community Centre, where we have a diverse range of people that access the centre for all sorts of different purposes, like learning, English or employment services, family services, and just as a nice space for community to come together.
My name is Sarah. I am the Early Childhood Facilitator in the Families and Children's Department at Melton City Council. So within our department, we provide a really wide variety of programs and services for children aged 0 to 12 years. On top of that, we also manage enrolments for 3 and 4-year-old funded kindergarten at various locations across the City of Melton. So we really provide lots of different things for families and children, and our team is about 80 staff members at the moment, I believe. So lots of different things happening within our department.
Hi, I'm Christine Seater. I'm the coordinator of the economic development team at Melton City Council. My unit is predominantly works with local businesses, small to medium size. We deliver programs to help support them to grow, connect and excel in their business endeavours, and they can range from startup businesses or people with ideas right through to investors that are coming into the municipality.
So my name is Jade Adicott and I'm the team leader of the youth projects team within Young Communities. So my team oversees a number of externally funded programs, which is we have a youth homelessness program, a crime prevention program and a mentoring program.
Hi, my name is Sarah Restucha and I'm the team leader Literacy Learning and Partnerships at Melton City Libraries. My role within Melton City Libraries is really to do with library programs. So I work with the team that develop and deliver the programs across both libraries and also at some of our outreach locations too. So talking to kinders, schools and other such locations where we might be able to reach the community where they are.
Hello everyone, my name is Ehsan Deleri. I'm the team leader for diversity in intercultural development within the City of Melton. And my role involves working with different community groups. I've been working very closely with Melton Interfaith Network in a number of other community groups. And I've been also working, of course, with my colleagues on a project called Melton Local Partnership Project, focusing on COVID-19 pandemic, helping communities and also promoting messages around vaccination. That's what I have been doing.
Hi everyone, I'm Lynn Harding from Melton City Council. I'm the team leader of Community Activation and Learning Centres. That role is a number of community centres across the municipality, so they're local, geographically based centres in neighbourhoods where people can come and meet each other for a whole variety of reasons. So that's what I normally do.
Hi everyone, my name is Darren Cunningham and I'm the Positive Ageing Officer at Melton City Council, and I work with seniors, which are people over 65 years of age, and my role is a community development role with the community to help provide a better community for seniors to live in and visit and age well in.
So my name is Dell. I am one of the health and wellbeing project officers here at Melton City Council. And my role is to facilitate the Daughters of the West program, which we run in collaboration with the Western Bulldogs Community Foundation. And the Daughters of the West program is a 10-week women's health program that involves half of the sessions are an education session on various health topics, and then the second half of the session is physical activity.
I'm Taylor Gillespie. I work for Melton City Council in the library as the Education Partnerships Facilitator, and my target audience is secondary school students and their teachers, as well as tertiary students and education institutions.
Hi, my name is Meena and I'm Community Activation and Learning Acting Team Leader with the City of Melton. My role is basically managing one of Melton City Council's community centres, working closely with the community and also acting at the moment in the team leader role, supporting our team.
Hi, my name's Nicole Martin. I work for Melton City Council's Young Communities team. We work with young people within the City of Melton, aged between 12 and 25.
The past 18 months of lockdowns and restrictions have had a huge impact on business sustainability, local jobs, and the personal welfare of business owners and their employees. The Economic Development Team could no longer deliver its recurrent programs that were strategically geared to support business startups, enable business growth, create connections, and drive business excellence. Our programs became irrelevant to business community facing extreme hardship.
So for us, the major challenges during lockdown has been that our department provides virtually all of their services and programs and activities face-to-face. So obviously lockdowns meant that the vast majority of those programs and activities and even our services had to cease or were drastically changed. So for us, that was, that meant scrapping virtually everything and starting again.
Well, looking at 18 months back with all those lockdowns and the pandemic, I think the main challenge for my team and our work was how do we engage with the community, because we basically lost all the connections we had with the community. We weren't able to run face-to-face programs. So the main challenge for us was how to re-engage with the participants, with the community, and how to identify the new needs.
I think some of the key lessons that we learned as a team over the last 18 months was that supporting each other is number one, and it does achieve the best outcome for the community in terms of our service delivery. Something else I think that we've learned is really embracing the challenge and being open to it actually being an opportunity that we can learn from and expand upon and really grow as people and grow as a library service.
To get to this point, we really needed to work on the expertise of our staff and understand where they're at as well as where our community is at, so we can understand what we can deliver. And in a lot of cases that meant upskilling staff and doing that quite rapidly. And I guess that can be quite a stressful situation sometimes. So just say learning should be fun. Let's not let it get to a point where it feels like it's overwhelming. Let's remember that learning new skills is actually quite exciting.
So for us, it was really about learning to quickly adapt and be flexible and come up with creative solutions on how we could continue to engage families. In terms of staff and our team, we just made sure that we checked in regularly and supported staff. They were going through their own challenges. So on top of that, having to deal with the families that we were working with their challenges as well. So just supporting them through that. But overall, I think we learned that, most people are pretty adaptable, and for us, our families were quite happy to move online and continue to engage that way. So that was really great for us.
Yeah, when the pandemic hit, 18 months ago now, I guess for us, the way that we had to work was really quite different. So normally, we normally do place-based activities, but obviously with all of the lockdowns that we were facing, that was no longer a viable way to operate. But our community was still there. We knew that even though they couldn't come to the centres, that they were still there, and we needed to reach out to them. Yeah, a lot of it is just listening to community, working alongside community to problem solve whatever issues they're facing at the time, and working together to come up with some really good outcomes for everybody.
I think the biggest lessons learned in the way that we've been working this year is never underestimate the power of community. It's amazing how many people came out to lend a helping hand, whether it was donating food for the emergency food relief or toys for the toy drive. We had volunteers come in to the soup kitchen and help out. And I think it's, really important to realise that, people are generous and willing to lend a hand.
Yeah, in hindsight, there's quite a few things that myself and the team have learned that we would, tell ourselves. So one of the big things was to lean on your team and stay connected with your fellow colleagues. We've learnt that, we are a great support to each other, and it's been difficult not being able to sort of, just turn to someone in the office and say, hey, what do you think about this? Or can I get your thoughts on this? Or I'm having this challenge. But to keep that up, but obviously online or over the phone. So just to sort of maintain that connection with our, colleagues has been really important.
The critical learning I would share with my team at the beginning of a crisis or pandemic is that through disruption, enormous opportunity can be leveraged that forges and embeds improved practices.
If I could give myself any advice for the coming 18 months, it would just to be prepared to be flexible, be prepared to be agile, be prepared to have to change things on short notice, but also to really embrace the opportunities that brings.
Aspects that we will continue to communicate with the community and programs moving forward will definitely remain online in some way, shape or form, and some of our programs will continue to be online. We'll have a lot more use of social media, and we've got a wider range of community members now engaging with us via our social media pages and platforms. We'll continue around the mental health awareness and increase sharing our knowledge and our expertise in mental health with both young people and our staff, and obviously have a contingency plan around the social distancing and awareness around a COVID safe or a COVID normal.
There are a couple of things that we've definitely picked up and are keen to keep. Online programs is obviously a brand new space for us. It's something that we had to embark on, like I said, quite rapidly. But we've also discovered that there's still space for this. So even in the times that we have opened up and we've been able to deliver face-to-face programs, there is still space for us to deliver online programs if the audience is there. And another great opportunity that came out of Library Land more broadly during all of this is the ability to partner with other library services. So we're online. We don't need to only target Melton City libraries. We know that there are other, say, Western Melbourne municipalities that have quite similar demographics and interests to us. So why not work with them to promote to their audiences too, and be able to bring in a more broad audience to some of our events. So being able to broaden our audiences is also a really great thing and a really generous thing to have come out from the other side of this too.
To overcome these challenges, Council's economic development program and strategic plans had to be virtually reimagined. The team could no longer provide support to a business seeking growth opportunities, but rather had to provide survival pathways and strategies to all businesses operating in the municipality as a matter of care and due diligence. So first, we reset our minds to gain a clear understanding of what challenges our community were facing and what support they were seeking. We did this by personally calling thousands of business in the municipality to understand their status and individual challenges. We then created pathways for business owners to seek information and support that enabled them to survive, followed by recovery opportunities for a business to remain afloat or re-establish their service models.
And I think the other thing that we did for a significant part of lockdown, we're not doing it at the moment, but we ran an internal group called the Light Bulbers, which was bringing together staff from different teams in our department, and it was a way of kind of brainstorming and coming up with new ideas or putting new ideas to the group, and getting feedback from the group, getting some honest and constructive feedback from them about changes. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? So I think bringing in staff, and that often brought staff in from services that don't have that sort of opportunity. So as a community development worker, I'm always chatting with people and sharing ideas and getting input, but it was a really successful thing to do, particularly when we were developing a lot of new programs and a lot of new ideas.
The biggest learning here is that a pandemic doesn't have to be negative. We kept on always saying to the team, this doesn't necessarily have to be a negative, because we were watching, through our COVID stories, we were watching businesses come out of this better than they ever imagined, or reigniting some new ways of doing business, So we found ourselves in very much the same situation as them, reigniting a new way to do business with our businesses. So I guess the learning for other councils and whatever is that we learned to also reimagine ourselves, and the way we work. It was good.